Hey everyone, I am your astrologer Brittany with Horoscope.com. Here are 3 things you need to know in order to make today, Sunday, January 6th, 2019, a success. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is going to be right here where the moon is in Capricorn. When the moon's in Capricorn, it brings our attention to our career, our reputation, where our life is going, some of the big questions about our life direction. Also brings our attention to hard work and responsibility, taking care of business at this time, especially just coming off of a new moon, solar eclipse in this sign. All these things, we might be feeling a little bit more so than usual. Now, what we've got going on early this morning, maybe right before we wake up, we've got this moon here in Capricorn making a conjunction here to Pluto right there. Now, this actually can bring up some very, very strong, very intense feelings. Not always pretty when Pluto's involved. Could bring up some fears or insecurities about your life direction, about your career, about your reputation, about some responsibilities or work that it is that you have weighing on your shoulders. I think the message of this, especially after a new moon solar eclipse, is to not be afraid to change your career, to change your life direction, to make it something totally different, to transform it. Transform your life to be something that you feel resonates more deeply with your true spirit and soul. Okay, and I think if you can do that, it might make it a little bit easier, even though this day does look to be a little bit uncomfortable in some way. The reason why I say that is because a few hours after this happens, now I'm going to the nighttime, right around dinner. This moon's still going to be in Capricorn, but it's going to come off Pluto and it's going to make a conjunction here to the South Node. I am not a huge fan of days that the moon makes a conjunction with the South Node, which it will do once a month, every month, but it is what's going on today. What this can bring are feelings of being held back. It's a feeling of having to go backwards in order to move forward. So maybe there is some big change we're realizing that we want to make or have been trying to make in our life direction for quite some time. And maybe in order for us to take a big leap forward into some new or different life direction, maybe we need to go back to the past to tie up loose ends from an old career, an old life direction, from a bunch of old responsibilities that we had. And maybe we have to get rid of those, or I don't know if get rid of those, handle those before we can move forward. And the mood could be very serious and very somber at the nighttime as we take care of those things. I do like to think, though, however, as we start to move towards bedtime, that there is an opportunity, if you take the day seriously, make the changes you need to deal with these deep feelings, to start to feel better and lighten the mood. That's because around bedtime, this moon in Capricorn is then going to make a sextile over here to Chiron in Pisces. You do want Chiron by sextile. So what this can mean is that the more that you're putting structures in your life, taking care of business, doing what needs to be done, it's going to help you here to feel more at peace with your life, to overcome the past, to not be so sensitive about some things you used to be sensitive about, so that you can move forward. Around the same time that happens, still around bedtime, this moon not only is going to make the sextile to Chiron, but also, going to make a square over here to Uranus. So I think we're going to be feeling much better at the nighttime, even if the day was a little rough. But I think we may have to do something unexpected, something sudden, or something unusual or out of the box in order to get that better feeling that we want at the end of the day. If you don't do something sudden or unexpected to break free, to put your life in the direction that you want after taking care of some old issues, it is possible that something unexpected could occur to you, perhaps at the hands of someone else. But I do like to think with this sextile to Chiron here, that even if it does come suddenly or some unexpected insight of some sort, I do like to think that it will be positive at the nighttime. Okay, so that's the first thing that I want to talk about. Don't be afraid to change your life, to put your life in some new or different direction, to tie up things from the past in order to get there and to do things a little bit differently as you move forward. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is going to be right here where Uranus is. Uranus is going direct. I said that weird. Uranus is going direct today. After being retrograde for quite some time and a very frustrating past few months of retrogrades, this to me is positive. This to me is a huge green light to go, go, go. If you've been feeling like your life has been slow, you've been feeling like your life has been messy the past year, this solar eclipse in Capricorn is helping you to straighten everything out, to say, okay, life's been a mess. You got to figure it out. You got to choose. You got to pick a path. You got to move forward on it. And Uranus going direct is giving you more of the drive to do it, especially with Mars and Aries, more of the passion, more of the willpower to remove all obstacles from your way, even if you're going to have to work hard to create the life you want so that you can move on, okay? So I think this is a very good sign to have Uranus direct, helping you to do the things that you need that are important to you to create the life that you want. The only thing I might just caution you with is with Mercury here in a square with Mars and Aries, the same sign Uranus is that even though we're getting a big push and a big boost to do the things that we need, that we're passionate about here, to just make sure that you're strategizing, that you're thinking logically here, and putting all the proper steps in place that you need to get to where you ultimately want to go. Now, the third and last thing I'm going to mention today is going to be right here where Venus is. Not only is Uranus going direct, but Venus is at 29 degrees Scorpio, about to move into Sagittarius very soon. This is positive. These are two major shifts happening in the astrology with the new moon solar eclipse, three major shifts happening in the astrology all at once. I think going to change the chapter, change the story in your life in a major way this week. And to me, Venus here moving into Sagittarius is going to help us to have new relationships, to get more excited about our relationships, to feel better, feel more optimistic about our life, to make money in new and different ways, or cultivate new sources of money in some way. As to where the past few months, I mean, Venus has been in Scorpio for forever, so long. It's not normally in this sign, in any sign, for as long as it's been in Scorpio recently. But while Venus was in Scorpio, money was hard. Maybe we were losing a lot of money. Relationships were hard. Maybe we were ending relationships that we really cared about, or maybe these relationships were up and down. Maybe ourselves, we also didn't feel comfortable in our own skin. And I think that's about to change. And with Venus here at the 29th degree of Scorpio, it's saying that do everything you need with relationships and money. Tie things up the final time, end relationships, spend your last bit of money so that, or deal with your debts, pay off your old debts, so that when Venus makes the switch to Sagittarius in the next day, you can get more excited, more happy, feel much better about your life, and do the new things that you need to overcome some of that hard stuff that may have occurred. So that is your daily planetary forecast for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you tomorrow.